And now for more discussions on how China and Arab nations can enhance ties, let me bring in Jameel Ahmad, Chief Analyst at GTC Group. Sir, great to have you on the show with us. So let's start with cooperation in the field of AI. We understand that some Gulf nations, for instance, the UAE, also bolsters its ambition to become an international AI hub. And in China, China has made this progress in its own AI, prominence of AI research and development, as well as advancements in AI-empowered businesses. So what is your view on the outlook of China-Arab cooperation in this field?
Thank you, Lee. Look, the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, has made it clear that it wants to become a leader in artificial intelligence. And which better economy or technology leader to follow that track than China itself, which has been a tech supreme leader for many years. But in fact, if you look over the next, until the end of the decade, artificial intelligence is expected to contribute to as much as 15%, that's 1/5 of the UAE GDP. But we also have to take into account on the larger scale, we all know how important technology stocks and technology companies are to major stock markets. So I just give you the example of the United States here. I understand we're talking about the UAE. But if you have the S&P 500 index, which is the major 500 US companies, the big five tech giants accounted for as much as 22%. That's before NVIDIA led the charge this year to become one of the highest value companies in the world. And in China itself, technology is going to account for as much as nearly 1/5 of China's GDP within the next couple of years. So it's clear here that technology continues to be a sector that shows great promise. It's already very influential for capital markets as well as the world economy, but there's still scope for further improvement and for further progress to be made.
Okay. Now let's switch gears to trade. We know that China remains the largest trading partner of the Arab nations. And in today's world, how people do trade might be a bit different now. How's China's experience in e-commerce development bring to businesses from both sides, and how it can promote trade to a higher level?
Look, China is already the third largest investor in just the United Arab Emirates. And China's investments in the region as well continues to grow. And I think what we also have to talk about here, just away from e-commerce, it's actually the importance of China economic standing as a world large economy and how important it is for global trade as a whole. China is just not only the main exporter of the world goods, but it's also the economy that every economy around the world, whether you're listening from the European Union, whether you're listening from the United Kingdom, or whether you're sat in the GCC right now, you are relying on demand from China. So I look at some of the most recent economic indicators. For example, the IMF have upgraded China's economic outlook for 2024 towards the 5% level, so a slight uptick. And of course, in other fields and industries such as e-commerce, infrastructure, and so forth, that only means good things. And there's still a great deal of progress to be made towards what's already an important economic and trade relationship between China and the Gulf Cooperation countries.
All right, and also in today's the China-Arab Cooperation Conference, many participants discussed about bringing cooperation to a next level in finance and energy. These are two critical sectors, and how can those two sectors complement each other and work in synergy? I mean, given China's expertise in investment and financial cooperation and the Arab region's abundant energy resources.
Again, if we look at it from a global economic standpoint, the GCC and China account for somewhere between 1/5 of global GDP contribution. At the same point, the United Arab Emirates has become a financial hub and a major hub, not just for emerging markets now. As we head further into the 2020s, the UAE itself is becoming a global financial hub, coming towards the same level of the likes of London and so forth. You have so many international companies that are moving shifts from Europe, from the United States and so forth, towards the Middle East. And then we also have to factor Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia's own economic development and its vision into the story as well. So you have China, which is a huge, huge investor globally. China does invest significantly into the GCC economies. And at the same point, the GCC as a region is becoming more important, it's becoming more influential, and it's also becoming influential as a hub for all sorts of different industries.
Great answers. Thank you so much. That's all the time we have for today. That's Mr. Jameel Ahmad, Chief Analyst at GTC Group for us. Well, on the shores of the Red